우리코히메. Once upon a time, there lived a grandma and a grandpa in a village. One day, while Grandma was doing laundry by the riverside, she found a very special and big melon floating in the water. Grandma picked up the ripe melon and brought it home. She showed it to Grandpa and quickly cut the melon in half. They were surprised that the inside of the melon sparkled in a golden glow, which made their entire house shine like gold. As the melon split in half, a very small and beautiful young child was sleeping inside. Grandma and Grandpa had no children of their own. They were overjoyed, as it seemed like a gift from heaven. Grandpa named the child Urikohime because she came out of a melon, and they lovingly raised her together. Urikohime turned into a beautiful young woman who loved weaving, and she was truly amazing at it. Everyone in the village heard about how beautiful, kind, and talented she was. Many young men came to see Urikohime, and some even asked her to marry them. Even a lord was aware of Urikohime's beauty and expressed his desire to marry her. Grandpa and Grandma already knew the lord was remarkably kind and generous, so they happily accepted the marriage proposal, and Urikohime was also pleased. Then, they all started getting ready for Urikohime's wedding. One day, Grandpa and Grandma had to go to town to get ready for Urikohime's wedding. Before leaving, Grandma gave Urikohime a serious warning.
While we're gone, don't open the door for anyone no matter what. Especially if Eminojaku, that mischievous spirit, asks you to open the door. Don't say a word. It's better not to talk at all to avoid being fooled by sweet words.
With those words, Grandma and Grandpa left the house, leaving their worries behind. When Urikohime was busy weaving, she heard a strange voice.
Urikohime! I know you're in there. Please open the door. Let's play together.
Remembering Grandma's advice, Urikohime stayed silent.
Urikohime! That's mean. Open the door. I want to be friends with you. I want to play with you.
Urikohime couldn't help replying to Eminojaku because he wanted to be friends.
No. My grandma told me not to open the door for anyone.
But can't you open the door just a little bit?
Well, then I'll open it just a tiny bit.
She opened the door slightly.
It's too narrow. I can't see your face. Can you open it a little more?
Urikohime opened the door a bit more than before. At that moment, Eminojaku opened the door with his little finger, slipped in, and then, inside the house, asked Urikohime to go outside and play by picking persimmons on the nearby hill. Soon, they arrived at the persimmon tree. Amino-jaku said to Urikohime,
Oh, look at that ripe persimmon up there. Could you pick it for me? But be careful. It might get your clothes dirty. Let's exchange clothes.
After exchanging clothes, when Urikohime climbed the tree, Amino-jaku tied her to the tree and disguised itself as Urikohime. Amino-jaku became jealous of Urikohime getting married to the Lord, so instead of Urikohime, Amino-jaku was planning to marry him. Sadly, leaving the crying Urikohime behind, Amino-jaku returned to her house. When grandparents returned from the market and saw Urikohime still weaving in the room, they felt relieved and quickly got ready for Urikohime's wedding. Unfortunately, nobody knew that the girl was not Urikohime. It's Amino-jaku. The wedding day had finally come, and Amino-jaku, now transformed, and the servants were prepared to go to the Lord's house. Suddenly, a crow flew in and said,
Poor Urikohime. The real Urikohime is tied to a persimmon tree.
The crow cried sadly and repeated. The servants rushed to check the persimmon tree and found the real Urikohime tied to it. Amino-jaku panicked and tried to escape, but was caught by the servants and grandpa, then locked up in the cave forever. In the end, Urikohime was safely untied from the persimmon tree and finally met the Lord. They celebrated a happy wedding and lived happily ever after.